Warning, the podcast you're about to hear has a unique conservative perspective and may be politically incorrect, containing some controversy in its message. This episode may speak out against liberalism, socialism, the dark state, and religious organizations. It is possible that evil in politics, education, law, society, and religion will be discussed and exposed. However, we believe this podcast adds truth and value to a mature, disenfranchised audience who may be tired of apostate religions and wicked world systems. Listeners who are easily offended, overly sensitive, or have progressive leanings sympathetic to the topics we expose should be forewarned not to listen any further. We thank both those who choose to listen as well as those who choose not to listen. You've been warned. And now, let us get on with the show.
And hello, Mr. Kapow. Welcome to Freedom Friday Show.
Hello. Today is January 19th, 2018.
Cool. What are we going to talk about today?
Oh, we've got
stuff?
lots on our agenda here. Well, we got 5 good stories. One, is this the golden age of drag? And I mean drag queen. And in the second story is from the Daily Mail, and it's about California, Cuckoo, California. And it's about 13 kids that were held captive by their parents, living in squalor.
And do you know that was the city of Paris, which was, 5 minutes from where we used to live?
Yeah.
In Hemet? It's right
there. At least 10 minutes. I mean, it's just like right... It was like the next city. Yeah.
And if anybody's wondering, well, is that a nice city? Because it's called Paris. No. Yeah. You remember what Donald Trump said?
Yeah.
That's you can apply the same word to that city.
Paris, California. It's ugly.
It's ugly. Hole. It is a Paris hole.
Oh, my goodness. Once more with feeling.
And then the third story is about Chelsea Manning.
I love that guy.
And this person is running for Senate. Yeah. Gets really crazy.
Freakazoid dude, just like the drag queen freaks.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
What else?
Let's see. Oh, we're going to talk about the missile threat in Hawaii. That was a mistake.
Oh, yeah. Sending
everybody in a topsy-turvy.
Yeah.
And then our last story is about sex change. The transgender sex robots are coming to a bedroom near you.
I mean, seriously?
It's nasty. I mean, I didn't even like looking at this article because of all the stupid pictures.
I know.
It's like watching porn.
I know.
Gross.
And they're pixelated. You know, it's unbelievable the way the things are posed. But...
Yeah.
Really? Sex bots? But now you got to do transgender sex? Are you and then the transgender people, the she-males, are upset because they're being objectified.
I know. It's ridiculous.
I think they're going to start that hashtag me too. Hashtag me too. I was abused as a robot.
Exactly.
For fame and fortune. Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Ms. Kapow, for that lovely introduction.
Oh, yeah. Short and to the point.
Yeah. So you probably have a scripture of some sort.
Isaiah 66. I'm going to read Isaiah 66, 1 through 5, and then 15 through 24.
I'm coughing.
It says here, Thus saith the Lord, the heaven is my throne, and the earth is my footstool. Where is the house that ye build unto me, and where is the place of my rest? For all those things hath mine hand made, and all those things have been, saith the Lord. But to this man will I look, even to him that is poor and of a contrite spirit, and trembleth at my word. He that killeth an ox is as if he slew a man. He that sacrifices a lamb, as if he cut off a dog's neck. And he that offereth an oblation, as if he offered swine's blood. He that burneth incense, as if he blessed an idol. Yea, they have chosen their own ways, and their soul delights in their abominations. I also will choose their delusions, and I will bring their fears upon them, because When I called, none did answer, and when I spake, they did not hear. But they did evil before mine eyes, and chose that in which I delighted not. And then we go to verse 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his word would the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh, and the abomination, and the mouse, shall be consumed together, saith the Lord. For I know their works and their thoughts. And it shall come that I will gather all nations and tongues, and they shall come and see my glory. And I will set a sign among them, and I will send those that escape of them unto the nations, to Tarshish, Pul, and Lud, that draw the bow, to Tubal and Javan, to the isles afar off, that have not heard my fame, neither have seen my glory. And they shall declare my glory among the Gentiles. And they shall bring all your brethren for an offering unto the Lord, out of all nations, upon horses, and in chariots, and in litters, and upon mules, and upon swift beasts, to my holy mountain Jerusalem, saith the Lord, as the children of Israel bring an offering in a clean vessel unto the Lord, unto the house of the Lord. And I also take of them for priests and for Levites, saith the Lord. For as the new heavens and the new earth, which I will make, shall remain before me, saith the Lord, so shall your seed and your name remain. And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, shall all flesh come to worship before me, saith the Lord. And they shall go forth and look upon the carcasses of the men that have transgressed against me. For their worm shall not die, and neither shall their fire be quenched, and they shall be an abhorring unto all flesh.
It's coming. And
Yes, it is.
I think it's coming sooner than not.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Kapow and I were discussing this just today over lunch. Now, what I've noticed in a pattern in the news cycle is that where egregious, crazy, murderous acts just a year ago, I mean, not very long ago, I mean, just maybe not even a year ago, were accredited to people on drugs, flakka, total demonic possession, just gang members, drug dealers, you name it. Mm-hmm. They're the ones doing the murders and the rapes and the crazy stuff. But what I noticed recently, you'll see what appears to be kind of a normal person. And what I mean by normal, they have your typical issues like, financial problems, relationship problems, issues, maybe, grown adults in their 40s, maybe even 50s, living with their parents because they can't make it. Their businesses collapse. And, so when I say normal people, they're like normal people in the world that just have a bunch of problems, mm-hmm. Ex-husbands, ex-wives, kids, things like that. And what I'm seeing is that there's these types of people are now like killing their parents or killing their kids or raping their daughters. And I mean, just bizarre stuff that just real recently was just, for the mentally insane or, drug-induced people.
Right.
And now it's coming to like normal people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a virus, when you watch those zombie movies.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you only have an hour and a half or an hour, 2 hours of a movie. So the virus spreads real quick, and everybody's locked up at Costco and they're fighting the brain-eating zombies and, the whole world just gets infected real quick. But it's not like that. It's getting affected slowly.
Right.
But nonetheless infected. And it's like this flu strain. It's a virus. It's like the zombie apocalypse is absolutely here, and it's growing. And maybe you haven't experienced it today, but there's going to be a time when you are.
Right.
You're going to be in a place where there's a zombie and doing zombie things, either in public or in your life or in your family. And I honestly see that pattern where
mm-hmm.
just what it looks like normal people are being affected by this zombie virus. They're demonic.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Because the whole planet has opened itself to the occult, to Satanism. And,
this is just the fruit of it.
Yes. Yes. And one may argue, well, this person wasn't into the occult. They didn't do the Ouija board, and they weren't practicing Satanism, and they weren't a witch. But you know what? They were watching stuff on Netflix, weren't they? They were watching stuff on HBO or through satellite or cable. They were allowing these influences, or they were playing games, or maybe they got into Game of Thrones, or whatever. And these influences react to the psyche just like witchcraft.
Right.
So the whole planet is occult. The whole planet is...
Yeah, we're all in rebellion against God.
Yeah. And that's well put. That's just a good, succinct way to put it. There's only two sides. You're either in rebellion or you're not. You're either for or against. So there's really no gray area. It doesn't mean you don't love those people who are in rebellion. You still love them, but you're just praying to God that they get their act together.
Definitely.
Get it together, man.
Definitely.
Time is running out. Come on.
Definitely.
I don't got time for that. For this nonsense.
You're going to be okay, kid.
It's like a breath of fresh air.
Is this the golden age of drag?
That's the question of the day.
It's from the New York Times.
And the answer is yes and no.
And what's important about this article
Because
is
it's
that
long.
it's super long. There's more written about these drag queens than there is about the new tax reform.
Pretty
Seriously.
sad. Yeah.
Or there's more written about this than there are the new laws coming out, or it just is ridiculous.
Yeah.
On so many levels. But for my purposes here is that I want to point out the show, the TV, the entertainment that's catapulting this demonic behavior.
Definitely.
Men, males that dress like women have mental illness. This is not normal behavior in any society, in any respect. It's not normal human behavior. I don't care what the narrative is saying, it's not right. Men don't dress like women and pretend they're women to deceive others to think they're a woman.
Yeah. Yeah, it's deception.
It's deception. It's not entertainment. It's not playing. It's deception. There's a father of all lies. And you can trace that deception, any deception, back to that father. Okay? All right?
All right.
The tour bus is full of drag queens, the article says. And they are on tour. And it's called A Drag Queen Christmas, the Naughty Tour. Yeah. And they're going to a 30-city cross-country trek. And they're featuring these men dressed like women, drag queens. And they're all stars from RuPaul's Drag Race. RuPaul's Drag Race.
And I guess that was an Emmy-winning hit reality show on the VH1.
Yeah. And VH1 used to be a music channel,
Yeah.
kind of like MTV.
Not anymore.
VH1. I mean, it won an Emmy. I think I was right, an Emmy. Now, RuPaul, for those of you who remember, used to have a show. Wasn't it like a talk show?
Something like that. Yeah, because I didn't watch it. But yeah, I believe it was like that.
Yeah. Basically, Wendy Williams looks like RuPaul. Same thing. Wendy Williams is not a chick. I think you know that.
Yeah. But I think like RuPaul, he was like the testing ground.
Yeah.
If we would accept something like that.
Yeah. He was a dude dressed like a chick and very flamboyant. So he doesn't have mainstream show anymore. He went on VH1, but this show called Drag Race is very busy. And so what happened is he now has made, through this entertainment, quote unquote, dressing like a chick very popular.
Yep.
Now, I still don't know the difference between a transgendered female, a man who's dressing like a girl because he thinks he's a girl, and he's trans whatever he's doing. Look like a chick. And a drag queen, a man who dresses like a chick for entertainment. And a she-male, a man who performs prostitution and stuff, dressed like a woman. You know what I mean? Or a he-she.
Yeah.
I don't know the difference. You know why?
Because they're not.
There is no difference. They're all mentally ill. This is horrible.
I think they're just different words for the same thing.
Yeah. But the libtards out there want you to think it's separate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Well,
yeah.
it's like calling a call girl more legitimate than,
Oh,
a
yeah.
street whore.
Oh, yeah. You know, the new...
It's a little classier.
The new term for prostitute, right? Or street whore, right? Strawberry, in the ghetto. The new term is sex traffic victim.
Mm-hmm.
Sex trafficking. Sex trafficking? You mean prostitution?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, this show has made this behavior very popular. And so these, I guess they go on the show and they compete and see who's more fashionable and flamboyant and who could do the makeup. And so then when they win, so now they're going on tour and they perform in lounges and cabarets and things like that.
Loungy performances.
Loungy performances. Yeah, they do that. So these are dudes. They're usually kind of big, ugly men.
Oh, yeah. There's one picture. I don't know the person's name. Let's see if I can find it. But yeah, he's pretty. He looks like what was that? Sister Sledge, not Sister Sledge, but that guy with the big Adam's apple, and he dresses like a girl. Sisters.
Ooh, I don't know.
Okay, well, I don't know. But anyways, this guy, his name is Acid Betty, and he looks like that.
Wow, Acid Betty. Nice.
I mean, he looks like a man.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Dressed like a girl.
It's amazing. So they're putting this as entertainment to people, but apparently there's RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars is a new show. And that's going to return on January 25th. Oh, boy. And that show has catapulted the careers of nearly 120 drag queens, many of whom embrace punishing schedules to perform worldwide. And some are made stars out of this. And what's funny about this article, the article keeps using the wrong pronoun and calling them she. You know what I mean? When this dude is a drag queen and performing, the article's going, and she does this and she does that. I hate that. At first, I used to just make fun of it, because it's just horrible. It's horrible English, horrible writing, because it's the wrong pronoun.
Right.
But now it really gets annoying because you're trying to tell me that this dude is a she, and it's not. Mm-hmm. I'm not deceived. I won't be deceived. So quit trying to deceive me. It's really annoying.
Exactly.
So anyway, it spawned a whole new industry with this. There's companies that are providing, makeup. I guess they could buy hip pads so they look like they have hips. Mm-hmm. Guess one of the ways you can tell a tranny is because men don't have hips, women do. Several other things with the navel and where it sits and everything. But so they disguise this stuff. And so there's people on YouTube now showing you how to put this stuff on and makeup. So anyway, it's just become a big thing.
Yeah.
A big thing now.
Mm-hmm. A business.
A business. Yeah. Yeah. So it's got a jump start. And thanks to RuPaul and this entertainment satanic industry. You got men, probably a lot of young boys going, yeah, that's what I want to do. All right.
Sounds good.
So we're not heading towards the poop hole. We have
We've already been there.
Yeah, we're flushed. We're down the pipe. We are in the sewer. So we're no longer just spinning in the bowl, folks. We're there we're in the septic tank. It's dark. It's dark. And now the only thing left is for the bacteria to eat it.
Ugh.
Yeah, I'm just using
Nasty.
septic language. I had a septic tank for 17 years. I had to know it like the back of my hand. It's called survival. Hey, this family in Cuckoo-fornia, I think they're originally from Texas. Then they moved to Marietta, California, and then Paris. We lived right there. I'm surprised I didn't know these people. I knew so many there. Right, Miss Capel? I was so popular. Here's the thing that annoys me about this article.
Let me guess. God told them to
Yeah.
keep having children.
There's a religious aspect. They don't say what religion. God told them to keep having children. 2, part of their homeschooling was memorizing Bible verses, so that's bad. So that's very annoying because the religion, whatever that religion is, whatever the cult they were into, and of course our Bible, whatever. But there's all different kinds of Bibles. It doesn't mean it's our Bible. The Mormons have their own Bible.
Yeah.
So does the Jehovah's Witness. They have their own Bible. A lot of people have their own Bible. It's not the real Bible. So but you know what? Regular people don't know that. So that annoys me. The other thing is, I'm telling you, I'm going to put my tinfoil hat on. But when I study the pictures of this family, there's something not right. And I know exactly what's not right. Their hands are alien. Their arms are very long and spindly.
Yeah.
They got long alien hands and fingers. The woman is just full of entities. You could see it in her eyes. He is an engineer for the aerospace industry. And I just, okay, tinfoil hat time. It would not surprise me if this guy is involved in alien human hybrid genetic manipulation. Or the old lady, the wife, is half hybrid or full alien.
Yeah, there's something here.
The kids aren't right either. All the neighbors said they're pale. They have there's a 29-year-old one that looked like they thought was a child. The 17-year-old girl, apparently she climbed out of a bedroom window, stole a cell phone, and called the police because 13 of them were chained up in a bedroom.
Yeah,
allegedly.
and they're very clone-like.
Yeah, they're clone-like. In fact, I don't even buy the story a whole lot. I just think it's on purpose. I mean, they were like a little army. Very weird. But this girl was 17 years old, and the cops thought she was 10 because the children are very small. They're very pale. The neighbors said they never went out in the daytime, only at night. Some neighbors said they saw them marching on the second floor, marching like a little army. There's pictures of the whole family, like at Disneyland, and this couple very weirdly got remarried in Las Vegas 3 times at the Elvis Chapel.
Yeah.
And all the kids are there. They all dress alike. If you study the pictures, Miss Kapow, of those little girls, they all have the exact same haircut.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. They look like little clones.
Yeah. The father has this bowl cut, this Beavis and Butthead bowl cut.
And their sons have it too.
The 3 sons. Yeah. They're really, really creepy, and you can't see their faces because they're juveniles and the media has blurred out the faces. But there's something wrong here. It's more than just what the article says. I just know it.
Well, they don't go out during the day, only at night. And, yeah. And they're happy.
Yes. Even CPS, Child Protective Services, who took them, as well as Adult Protective Services, took the older ones, said that they're very pleasant, happy kids. To be chained up and starved, that it's just something's wrong here. So really the story is that some of the 13 kids, they're all fathered by this man and quote unquote woman, were found chained and padlocked to their beds. They had begged for food after they were rescued. They range from age 2 to 29. They were found inside a dark and foul-smelling room. Authority says they couldn't work out the ages because they looked so young from being starved. They were only discovered after their 17-year-old sister fled the property, stole a cell phone, and called the cops. The dad is 57, though mom is 49. They're charged with torture and child endangerment. What'd you say the bill was? 9 million?
9 million.
9 million. The couple had filed for bankruptcy in 2011. They had owed up to $500,000 in debt. The guy was earning $140K a year as an engineer for a defense contractor. And his alien wife stayed at home. To me, I know it's tinfoil hat, folks. I know I've been watching too much YouTube. I live too close to Area 51. I understand that. But to me, a defense contractor, an engineer, and he has 13 clone robotic kids, and his wife has alien hands, smacks of hybridization to me.
Secondary guidance systems engaged.
Yeah.
You're going to be okay, kid.
Wow. Some neighbors said they didn't know the children lived there. Others said the kids were vampires from Twilight because they looked so pale. And one neighbor who witnessed the arrest of the couple said that the wife, Louise, spat on the ground in front of the cops and smirked as they raided her home.
What kind of,
That's not normal motherly behavior. The cops come to your door and they're going to take your kids from you. You don't spit on the ground and smirk at them. And boy, her eyes, her face, boy, she's there. You can see it in her. Once again, if you want to see it, go to our Facebook page, Fifth Hook Media, or on your own, just Google 13 changed kids in Paris, California. Perris. Okay, what else? What else about this this thing, Ms. Kapow? Can I say it? If you just scroll through the pictures and really study them, they just look weird. They're all dressed alike.
Well, and the thing is that the neighbors thought that they were normal, happy family. I think that's odd. Even though they had odd tendencies, like, they didn't go out during the day, and some of the neighbors saw them walking at night, in a circle in their backyard.
Yeah.
Not really, and then no eye contact, but they were very, very polite. But yet the neighbors that were interviewed said, we had no idea that they were this strange. They are strange, but not to this extent.
Yeah. And even the family members that have seen them in years said, oh, this really was shocking. The grandparents hadn't seen these kids in years. Said, oh, what a shock. They're such a nice family. Very weird. They, one neighbor said that lived behind him said in the middle of the night, these kids were rolling around in the grass, like dogs. Rolling around. And she looked and the mother was just standing there in the dark in the archway. And when she waved at her, said hi, wouldn't acknowledge. They just, like no one's there. Other neighbors said they saw marching around. And then when they moved from Marietta to there, they said when they moved, there was like loads of black trash bags, but not a single toy, no bikes, nothing would indicate for children. Dude, weird. I'm looking at
that's odd.
Yeah, just odd. I'm looking at one picture right now of them. They're all dressed alike, and they all got from Dr. Seuss style shirts. They all got red shirts on, and it's like thing 1, thing 2, thing 3.
You don't have a name, you have a number.
They're referred to as thing, and they all have blue jeans. And even the grandparents said, well, they dressed them alike for safety reasons.
Really?
And the mother would be up front when they walked, and the father would be in the back. They're very protective of their kids. Strange, man. Really, really. I just think and I know it'll never come out. It's mainstream news. And of course I have my tinfoil hat on. I just think there's more to them than just the child abuse.
Yeah.
They just look alien to me.
Mm-hmm.
They look alien, fallen angel. Okay, let's take a short commercial break.
Oh, right.
And
See?
then we shall be back, Miss Kapow. And we're going to talk about this dude named Bradley Manning, who now calls himself Chelsea.
Ooh.
But his name is Bradley. He's a dude. And he thinks he's a chick. And he's mentally insane.
All right.
Hello, Kapow radio show listener. You came here to get assistance, knowledge, or perhaps to be part of a unique community that exposes evil. We thank you for your compassionate and strong prayers through the years. Since 2011, we have had over 370,000 listens to over 1,000 episodes of free Bible teaching and spiritual commentary. However, we are experiencing rising production costs within our podcast hosting platforms, free apps, online advertising, website hosting, and aging equipment. We continue to finance the cost in order to bring a unique biblical message to the listener free of charge. You can share in that work while expanding the message to new global audiences. Would you consider a small donation? Share because the world has become much darker and needs to hear truth. It only takes a minute by going to the desktop sites of kapowradioshow.com or fifthhookmedia.com and clicking the donate button. We thank you in advance for any small amount that is placed upon your heart and for joining us in the kingdom against powers of wickedness.
We're back. Are you back?
Yes, I'm here.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Chelsea Manning. This guy's annoying on several levels.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my gosh, I know.
He's annoying on the Obama level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Chelsea Manning, his real name is Bradley. This freak was I think he was a private in the Army. And his job was Army intelligence analyst.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's a misnomer. I don't think he had any intelligence. And what he did is he gathered a bunch of classified documents, national security documents from the Army, from his job, and he leaked those documents to WikiLeaks.
Traitor.
So
Treason.
Yeah, he committed treason. He committed a major felonies, federal law, and he's a traitor to the United States of America. Any way you look at it, that's what he did, and he did that in 2010, which, let me remind you, was less than 8 years ago.
I know. Can you imagine?
It was just 8 years ago that Bradley Manning did this. And so within 8 years, he was arrested, he was tried, and he was convicted of these crimes, and he was sentenced and was serving out 35 years in prison.
Yeah.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Should be end of story, right? While he was serving out his prison sentence within the last 8 years, Bradley Manning decided to become Chelsea Manning. And he cut his hair very sassy, and he put the red lipstick on and rouge and eyeliner, and he looks very, very pretty. He kind of looks like Taylor Swift's ugly cousin. That's what he looks like to me. He does. Like if Taylor Swift says, "This is my ugly cousin, Chelsea," I said, "Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
You can see the resemblance.
I can see
there.
resemblance. Yeah, he don't got no hips, but whatever." So anyway, that should be the end of the story, right? Right, Miss Bell? No. Do you remember this piece of? Do guy we had in the president called Barack Obozo. You remember this guy?
Yeah.
Barack Obozo. Well, this freak of a freak president who's a freak homosexual guy anyway, I guess he thought Bradley looked pretty hot in a dress because Barack Obozo,
nasty.
yeah. Oh, yeah, he got nasty with him. They got nasty together on that plane.
Yuck.
With those guys, those gay guys from Palm Springs, man. Virgin Airline owner. Oh, yeah, they took Chelsea with them. Oh, yeah, it's on the whole Me Too thing. So, Barack Obozo, his last days as a sitting duck president, instead of keeping his stupid yap shut, this is one of the idiots he pardons.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what good reason that this traitor was pardoned from a 35-year prison sentence? I mean, what good was that for the United States of America? Can anybody answer that?
Not me.
No, and not even Obozo could answer it. He just because he could do it, he did it. That's what a piece of this guy is. Mm-hmm. So, okay, there's several things. See the different levels?
Yeah.
Here? All right. So now he's released. And like I said before, while he was in prison, he decided to become Chelsea. So he's a freak. He's mentally ill. He's a felon. He's a crook. He's everything. But
Yeah, he's a criminal.
yeah, but Barack liked to make out with him in the back of the plane, so he released him. All right? So this article from foxnews.com also uses horrible English in its writing because it keeps referring to Bradley as a she.
Yeah.
And it says she was released from Fort Leavenworth, Kansas in May. But it's not a she, it's a he. So he was born in Oklahoma, but he has been registered to vote at the apartment in North Bachetta, I guess that's in Maryland, since August. All right? Mm-hmm. So why is that important? He's released. He looks like a chick. What else? Be done with it, right? Mm-hmm. No. He decides, I'm going to run for Senate.
Well, I didn't see that coming.
I'm going to be a senator.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a Democratic leader.
Mm-hmm. Libtard.
Oh, my good Lord.
Yeah.
And apparently, and I didn't know this until now, a felony conviction does not appear to preclude a Senate run. How is that?
Yeah. But see, there are other people that said that doesn't sound right, that you couldn't be a felon to run for Senate.
It doesn't sound right. You can't be a felon to be a police officer or a fireman. I bet you can't be a convicted felon to work at a bank. But he's going to be a senator?
Yeah.
And sit on the, House Intelligence Committee, where he has access to all the secret documents?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Oh, come on.
Hello.
Yeah. So he's put it out. Yes, we're running. We're going to run for Senate. And as ridiculous as it sounds, this guy might have a chance because people are so mentally deranged in this country now. Yeah.
Well, if the powers to be want him there for whatever reason, he's going to be there.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that had the comments that, hey, this person, Bradley, is a guy. The pronoun she is incorrect. It's a he. So there's a lot of people. But, we're just a small voice, and our voice doesn't really matter.
No.
It could be a big voice, and it doesn't matter. These are mentally retarded people that are running this world, and our voice just doesn't matter. They're
very brain damaged. And you're right. If it's chosen for him to be Senate, he'll get it. Mm-hmm. He'll get it. Since leaving prison, He's become known for controversial tweets.
No.
Yes. So this shows you the kind of
This
mentality.
irritates me.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Shows you the kind of mentality this thing is. His controversial tweets often accompanied with a series of emojis and the hashtag "We got this." He recently tweeted out the message F blank 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 K the police.
Mm-hmm. See, we want someone like that
On the Senate. Yeah. F the police.
I don't.
Here's a freak who couldn't even be hired by law enforcement, nevertheless even make it halfway through the academy or train. He couldn't even don a badge. Mm-hmm. And yet you're going to say F the police on Law Enforcement Appreciation Day?
Yeah.
And his hashtag was disarm the police. Really? Disarm the police. And then he says, police kill hundreds of people every year with absolute impunity.
Wow.
Really? They just go out there and just shoot people for no reason and get away with it. Yeah. It has nothing to do with the crooks trying to take their guns or robbing banks or doing drug deals. Yeah, no. So this idiot that's dressed like a girl and thinks he's a chick is saying F the police and he wants to be a senator.
Yeah. Scary.
Yeah. Thanks, Barack. Good move. Good move. Guy was an idiot for 8 years in the White House, and he look at his legacy. Mm-hmm. What a bozo. Gosh.
Golly gee, Wally.
I know. There's just certain things that just get my tacos up, man. This is one of them. You know.
Well, had you not said anything, we would have never known.
No. Yeah. But Trump gets in trouble for calling
things
a
the
poop
way
hole.
it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a poop hole. What, it's not? Granted, you should have more discretion than that, but anyway. Okay, Hawaii. Everybody knows this Hawaii thing.
Oh, it was horrible.
Here's the official narrative. Some bozo during shift change, right? This is official narrative. Some bozo at the emergency management, whatever they are in Hawaii, some state hack, they do a shift change. And at shift change, you have to test the emergency management system. And apparently there's no checks and balances. There's no supervisors. There's no boss. It's just the custodian and, the guy who parks the cars. Maybe he makes the coffee in the cafe downstairs. So during shift change, he's testing out the system, and he pushes the wrong button. Like there's a real button somewhere.
Yeah.
Really? Really? In this digital age of computers, I mean, on your phone, in your pocket, you've got this incredible pocket computer, right? Mm-hmm. But there's a physical button to warn everybody there's a missile coming. Mm-hmm. Okay, right there, that doesn't make sense. So that's the official narrative. So no one knows who this guy is, but he's been, it was by accident. So he's just been transferred somewhere else. Yeah. And they got policies and protocols in place where, maybe you need to ask somebody else, hey, before I test the system, you want to just make sure I don't kill everybody.
Maybe the question too, it should, when you press the button, it says, "Are you sure?" Because this will launch.
Yeah. Instead of the big red, Staples button.
Yeah.
Really? A button. Really, a button.
Well, the thing is, we're supposed to believe that.
Yeah. And did you see these people in charge of this?
I know.
Did you
Talking
see
about brain
them?
Dead.
Oh my Lord, they look like what? I mean, like they're just like they came out of the old folks' home. And they grabbed a couple of people. And they go, stand here. We're going to take a picture and say you're them.
That's probably what happened. If the truth were known.
Oh man, this is so stupid. And I mean, everybody knows what happens. I would imagine, but there was an emergency alert that went on everybody's phone, and it said, "Hey, this is not a joke. This is not a drill.
How scary!
There's a missile, incoming missile." People freaked out, and it said this is. They said take immediate shelter. ballistic missile threat inbound to Hawaii. It's not a drill. So people freaked out. They're trying to run places. They're not prepared. No one will ever be prepared.
Not for that.
It's stuff like that, you know. And I read later, there was one guy, in fact, I posted it with a scripture that said, men's hearts failing them for fear from those things about to come on the earth. And there was a guy with his girlfriend on vacation, never had heart problems, by the way. And this thing upset him so much. And his girlfriend apparently is in a wheelchair, or she's handicapped to some degree. And so he had to try to take care of her and rush to try to get safety. Well, the guy had a heart attack. So he ended up in the hospital. They started giving him CPR and all this stuff. And he ended up with 4 stents in his heart. He survived it. But he almost died because of the stress. Wow. And boy, it reminded me just of that scripture. Man's heart's failing him for fear.
Yep.
Yeah. And you know how long it took these bozos to put out a thing that say, hey, it's a false alarm, this ain't real? Over 30 minutes.
Yeah.
30 minutes. Man! what were you doing that whole time? I guess down at the cafe getting coffee. Yeah, looking at the other button going, well, what would this one do? I mean, how incompetent could you possibly be? And this is their civil defense system?
Yeah, it's pretty scary.
Oh, my goodness. I like this one person.
Scary.
Yeah. This one person from California, she was in Hawaii looking for a house. She received the alert, right? Freaked out. I like what she said. She goes, I prayed to God and asked for forgiveness of my sins and for him to protect us. So the whole time before, no. The whole time afterwards, I don't take that back. But during that thing, oh, please forgive my sin. You know, you're lucky. Maybe you had some time. I don't know if it works that way.
I wonder what she's doing now.
Well, yeah. All right. If her life has changed. Here's the other thing I read today. You know, there's a porn site called Pornhub where people go to and watch porn. Well, during the alert, this is what they analyzed, the Pornhub people. During the alert, I guess Hawaiians watch a lot of porn because they said that during the alert, there was a marked drastic downturn in porn watching. I can imagine, because for 30 minutes they're all looking for shelter from the missile, so they're not thinking about their jollies, right? But here's what's interesting: after it was over, it spiked. People went and had to get relief.
Well, you know what? In the movies. You know when they're running from the enemy and the enemy shooting it at them, you know they're going to get killed.
Yeah.
There's always a stupid love scene. It's like, really? But
You're
I
right.
guess people do that.
You're right. The world's ending. They're in a cave somewhere. The bad guys are about to just bust in, and then they start kissing.
Yeah, it's like, really?
I've always loved you. Well, it's like, can you do this later? If there's not maybe you want to just survive right now.
Yeah, I was like, leave me alone. But apparently,
Get your lips off me.
Apparently, it does happen. They did studies.
They did studies. Well, Pornhub, it spiked. People went and started watching porn afterwards.
That's disgusting.
That's crazy. And now, on top of that, did you know that just like within days, the same thing happens in Japan?
Yes. And I find that ironic.
Japan TV issues a false alarm about a missile launch. They shut it down within minutes.
Well, come on. What are the chances of that, though? Huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, and they said it was a North Korean missile.
Yeah, see?
So it's almost like, let's just test the system. Let's see if we can get people going, get it in their minds. North Korea's going to kill people. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. There's something really sinister about all that.
There really is. Especially I love the button narrative.
Yeah.
Are you walking around? Shift change. And I said, Bob, here's the desk. I'm going home. You have a nice night. Bob walked over and said, let me just test the system. And I pushed the big red button instead of the blue one. Who would know? It was right next to it.
I just sense something very sinister about it all.
Yeah. Oh, one more story, Miss Kapow, and I got to go take a shower. You know, I'm so dirty from watching this stuff.
I know, isn't it? You just feel really dirty afterwards.
I do. I feel dirty. I want to change my name to Chelsea. I want to be a drag queen. God, I would make an ugly drag queen.
You'd make an angry drag queen.
I would. Sure. I'm not shaving my beard for nobody. Okay, here's a good one. Sex change transgender sex robots could be coming to a bedroom near you.
Oh,
I hope
disgusting.
not.
That is so gross.
As bosses reveal interest in love droids for any sexual preference. Is that really a sexual preference? Okay, wait. I've got to get my head around this. How could this be a sexual preference? Okay, all right. Okay. I got a female sex robot, right? That's not real, but it's a robot that looks like a female, right? Mm-hmm. But I want it to be a transgender male robot, right? Mm-hmm. Why wouldn't I just get a male robot? Why do I have to pretend that the female robot transgendered to a male? Or, you know what I mean?
You got me there.
My head hurts.
You got me there.
My head hurts. Now, this company, Real Botics, who makes this stuff, they said there's a big market for transgender sex robots. No, really, you see my point? Does that not make sense? Okay, I got a male robot, but I'm not gay. Because it's a male robot, I'm not gay. So I wanted to transgender into a female.
I know. It
Wouldn't I
doesn't
just get
make
a
sense.
female? No, I know.
It doesn't make sense at all.
Are these like removable parts, like G.I. Joe with the kung fu hands, with the posable action figure? Is this like? Huh? But look at the trans activists. These poor trans people, warn over risk of, guess what? Sexualizing trans people. Don't sexualize us. I was a dude named Bradley, and now I'm a girl named Chelsea. Don't sexualize me, Barack.
I love pizza.
Oh, Barack was all up in that guy's face, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Air Force One, never be the same. Transgender sex robot could be a new and exotic way to spice things up in your bedroom, Miss Kapow.
You think?
They're considering a I just don't understand it. I would like somebody to explain it to me how this is supposed to work.
You can't, because it's not normal. It's not right.
No, it's like that weird family. Wow. Robotics is constantly in the news. I know, all the time. They make robots. And they're powered by artificial intelligence. They're lifelike bots. They have their own personalities. And they can have a conversation with you. Isn't that great? Now, the whole thing with a man, I don't understand why a man would get a robot that would talk to him.
I know. Isn't that the whole purpose?
The robot's just going to follow him around. Yeah. Robot's going to follow him around all day and go, did you take out the trash? Did you do dishes? How come there's still dishes in the sink? There was a fork here when I left for work this morning. There's a fork still here. What did you do all day? Now, you might be retired, but I'm not. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, you're a sex robot. What are you doing talking to me?
It's disgusting. Absolutely.
Okay.
And I can't make sense of it.
I don't know. But they have a female model called Harmony. That's their flagship. And that was launched last year. And they have a male version that was recently announced to be in development. So they got a male sex bot, right? But now they want to do a transgender model. So if you got a male and a female, transgender really isn't anything in between. It's not really another thing, right?
I don't think so.
No. Even the term transgender means that you're a gender that
Yeah, you just change the indoor plumbing, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes the outdoor.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Yeah. Plumbing's plumbing, right? It's kung fu. Actionable, posable, actionable figure.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like the potato head.
Yes. You put the eyebrows on it and a little mustache.
Yeah.
Or
the
just
big
the
nose,
big
the little nose.
Yeah. Yeah.
Big lips, little lips.
Yeah. It's easy.
Yeah.
So you or can you trans potato and make it a carrot? See, now we're talking.
Now we're talking.
Some people like carrots. All right. So this guy says, we do believe there's a market not only for transgender, but for other sexual preferences of gender. Okay. There's only 2 genders. What do you mean other sexual? I don't. Somebody, I might. Help me understand.
You can't understand stupid.
You can't fix stupid or understand it. So they're going to do this. Once the mill robots in production, they're going for the transgender robot. And they said it's not difficult to redesign the physical robot for a mixed sex version. I can imagine, just snap on, snap off. It already offers option of transgender sex dolls without robotic functionality, of course. Oh, so you can get one. It just doesn't talk to you and have the
It's
artificial
a mute doll.
intelligence. Yeah. They currently do have attachments for these things, but they want to create a custom built trans doll
Well,
for
see, that's
anyone
going to
willing to
cost
pay.
more money.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Can you
because
imagine?
This is special. Yeah.
Transgender baby, transgender dolls.
Yeah.
Costs more money.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Who's going to pay for it? It's going to go on the healthcare bill.
It would under Obozo, I'm sure.
It probably was there.
Probably was. It was. So anyway, the trans people are not real happy about this. They have doubts about whether so-called transgender robots would be a good thing for the LGBTQ poo community.
Jeez, Lord.
Christine Burns.
Why don't they just go to Mars?
Oh, wouldn't that be cool with a Tesla?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then Obama can be their leader.
Yes.
With Pelosi.
Yeah, and Chelsea.
Chelsea.
She could be senator.
The man-hater.
Christina Burns, she's a trans right activist for nearly 30 years. She said that a sex droid might just promote the porn industry's idea of a she-male. Really? Because that's all you are.
They think they're more than what they are.
Yeah.
You know
He/she/it says, well, see, the article calls her a she, so I know it's a he.
Mm-hmm.
He says this is a creation which some kinds of men get aroused over, but which bears no resemblance to everyday trans people.
It's called perversion.
Yeah, a drag queen's a drag queen, my friend. This kind of exploitative fantasy creation simply reinforces the idea that trans women are sexual objects. You're a dude. You're a guy dressed like a chick. What is wrong with you? Burns goes on and says, men see trans women as something to be aroused by.
Really?
This is his words, not mine. By harboring a surprise package between their legs when undressed.
Oh,
woohoo!
That's so gross. That's disgusting.
Surprise
That's Fuchi,
package.
man. Fuchi.
I do. I remember people being shot for that surprise package. Yeah. In Riverside, we had a guy who dressed like a gal, was a prostitute, and it was a guy. And he got shot in the stomach because of that surprise package.
Yeah, I remember that story.
Yeah. Alejandro was his name. Yeah. So, anyway, this guy says, I don't begrudge people getting their thrills in what private ways takes their fancy, but this in no way is kind of advancement of acceptance for trans people. They spend their lives striving to live an authentic existence. No, you don't. You're not authentic. You're a dude.
Yeah. Your perversion.
This other gal, Stephanie Davis, somebody. I don't know if it's a male or female at this point. It's a spokesperson at Transgender Trend. added that making a connection between trans people and so-called, I'm not going to use the word, chicks with stuff, pornography, could be harmful. This, of course, damages the new carefully constructed image. Now, listen to these words. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. This is key. This, of course, damages the new carefully constructed image of transgender as having nothing to do with sexuality or fetish.
Okay. Now we're beginning to see something here.
Right from the horse's mouth, right? Mm-hmm. Not right from the horse's mouth. The new, carefully constructed image of transgender having nothing to do with sexuality or image. It's like that Roseanne Barr show with the grandkid. He's too young to be gay, and he's not queer, and he's not transgender.
Wearing girly clothes.
Yeah, he's just a drag queen boy. Yes. Okay, Miss Kapow. I need to clean up because I'm filthy.
All right. Ciao, babies.